What's going on, YouTube? R to the double E dash to the ZON coming at you once again, and giving my thoughts and my reaction to the Xbox Series X gameplay reveal that happened today, March 7th, 2020. A lot of us been waiting for this, man. Myself especially, man. Big Xbox fan, new Xbox fan ever since about December of last year. But I'm loving my Xbox One S and the whole ecosystem. Xbox Live. Gamers with Gold, Game Pass is fucking phenomenal, as I said many times before. I'm loving the system. I have completely, I hate not to say it in a derogatory way or anything, but it's completely just snuffed out my PlayStation 4. My PlayStation 4 is in my kids' room, where they get to use it as a console for them, and they get to use the Blu-ray player and all that, and, Netflix and whatnot. Don't get me wrong, I still love my PS4. It's just that everything I can play on it, with the exception of exclusives, I can play on my Xbox One. And a lot of the times for reduced prices or free because of Game Pass. So, but when Last of Us 2 comes out in June, I will be bringing that PS4 out, putting it right next to my Xbox One, and playing some Last of Us, because that's the one PlayStation franchise that I'm like, yeah, that shit is gangster. But anyways, what I'm saying? Like, I love my Xbox One, and I've been waiting for this. When Microsoft had shown us all the specs, system features like the quick suspend, and suspend and jumping into 5 different games at once without a fucking problem in a second. When they showed us gameplay of Xbox 360 and Xbox One games running on the Series X with the HDR enabled and ray tracing and all that, I've been like, yo, this is the console for me. So when they announced that they're going to do nothing but games going forward from here to launch, I was like, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. I think I said it in the video too. I was like, they got their finger on the pulse of what the gamers want to see now. Some Vino. So I'm like, yeah, let's do this. All right, so today comes, and they're going to do, I think it's monthly. Every month leading to launch, they're going to do something. If I'm not mistaken, that's how it goes. But so today was third-party games. Just a preview of some third-party games that are coming to the Series X. Gameplay, though. They kept stressing the word gameplay. And I'm going to give you my thoughts on everything, and then I'm going to give you my take on the whole internet reaction to this, because people are just ridiculously losing their mind for no reason. But basically, what did I think? I thought it was decent. I thought it wasn't nothing to write home about, and it was nothing to be ashamed of either. The games that they showed were pretty fucking good. There were some good games in there, man. I'll go through the ones off the top of my head that I remember. Bright Memory Infinite looked fucking... Dude, that is... There was 2 main games in this... 3. 3 games in this reveal that I said, okay, they have that next-gen look. Like, graphically, I'm looking and I'm like, okay, there's a lot of stuff going on in these visuals that I think my Xbox One S or my PS4 would have a hard time doing. Other than that, the rest of the games look like Xbox One or PS4 games that they said at the very beginning are going to be optimized for the Series X. All right, whatever. Okay, Bright Memory Infinite was one of those games that was like, okay, this is next-gen shit. It was fucking phenomenal. Chorus was another one. Chorus or Rises 1. It's like a space shooter type of thing. Graphically, that game looked impressive. And one that kind of stole it for me, that reminded me so much of Turok, but it was just like a fucking next-gen, like crazy scale, was Second Extinction, Reclaim the Earth. It looks basically like the gist of that game. It's a first-person shooter, very atmospheric. The graphics and the environmental effects and everything were just on point, dude. Lighting and dust particle effects and the creatures and all that. It's fucking awesome, dude. But yeah, Second Extinction was like, it reminded me of Turok, because it's like basically it's a first-person shooter, and it's you and 3 other people. It's online. You got to gather a squad, it says. So I'm assuming it's online multiplayer. And it's like it's like the dinosaurs are back and they're trying to retake the Earth from humanity. And I guess they're winning because it's just you and those 3 other people. And you got to like take the Earth back. So you're fucking blowing raptors away. T-Rex is fucking chasing you. And it looks... Bro, the creature design, the raptors look awesome. They have like the quills, like from Jurassic Park 3 and all that, but they're like fucking, they're kind of like alien-y also. At first I thought they were aliens until I saw them in motion. I'm like, oh shit, this raptors, this dinosaurs. So that's right up my alley. Other games that they showed, The Medium is a psychological horror game. That makes me think along the lines of Eternal Darkness, which is fucking also up my alley, but they just showed a quick teaser of that game. There wasn't enough to really whet my appetite, but it did get me interested. And the graphics in that game were also there was some real next-gen shit in that game, like a close-up of the woman's face, the pregnant woman when she's getting her belly, the what do you call that shit, man? I have 2 kids and I don't even remember. The sonogram, when they were doing the sonogram, there we go. That shit looked ultra real. But what else? Dirt 5 looked awesome. I've never been a huge Dirt fan, but I've never really given it a chance. It looks like a freaking fun racing game, and this one just looked awesome, bro. It was fucking crystal clear. The graphics were amazing, blazing fast. Like the frame rate looked like it was just consistently 60. What else? There was they did the Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which I don't know if you guys heard me talk about Valhalla. I think that looks awesome. I as opposed to Odyssey, which took place in the Spartan times. For me personally, I never really gave a shit about the Spartans and the Rome and all that shit and that time period and that universe. I never really cared for that, so that didn't interest me. Origins, Egypt, and all that shit that I liked. So the Vikings, I'm like, okay, this is some new shit. This is pretty cool. So they were like, oh, we're gonna do the first ever gameplay reveal. There was no gameplay again. It was a fucking trailer. It was a cinematic trailer. Looked awesome. Can't wait. But that's the issue that we have here with this presentation that Xbox did today. It's one thing, right, where the title of the video may convey something that the video is not. That has happened. It's still a mistake. It's still an offense, but it's forgivable, okay? But it's another thing when it's not just the title that says gameplay, but the guy talking and then the people talking keep saying, okay, here comes the next gameplay from such and such game on Series X, and gameplay. And there was no fucking gameplay to speak of. I mean, there was a little bit, I think, during Dirt, like the cockpit view. I think that was gameplay, which looked awesome. It was incredible. But it's like, it's so fleeting that, Madden 21 was there. I think they showed like 3 seconds of it, what it looked on next gen on Series X. Not long enough for me to be like, oh shit, look at the difference. But whatever. That was the issue here. And so now the internet world is jumping on Microsoft's ass now because gameplay, you don't know the meaning of the word gameplay. Even I was like, I'm going to get that guy a dictionary for Christmas, bro, because that's not gameplay. I wasn't offended or mad. I was just kind of like, whatever. Cool. So at least I get some game reveals. When has PlayStation 5 shown us game reveal? Okay. Anyways, that's the issue. People are jumping down their throats because of that main fuck up, and I'd say it's fair game. Criticize them for that because don't say something that ain't, But y'all don't act like I'm seeing Sony hasn't even showed anything and they already won, and Sony this and Sony that. People that just have this assumption and this feeling that Sony is just already gonna that's it. This is all they needed was Microsoft to fuck up once. It's not even that bad of a fuck up because if you want to be realistic. What Microsoft did a month or so back when they showed us the console, showed us the parts, showed us the controller, and then showed us gameplay and game system features, they moved that needle up on the hype meter up to the max, okay? Or at least very high. Now, today, when they came, it was their opportunity to move it even higher, and what they showed today didn't move the needle at all. It didn't drop, it didn't rise, it just stayed there. Okay, so it's not that bad of a fuck up. You can say it's a missed opportunity, that I agree with. I think they should have fucking shown us something better, or at least actual gameplay, but But these dudes are acting like if Microsoft didn't just a month ago show us the system in action, the system features like jumping in and out of, suspending and jumping back into 5 fucking different games all at once, simultaneously within a second or two. I want to play State of Decay. Oh, no, put it on suspend. I want to go back to where I was in fucking Forza. And it picks up right there where you were. You're going to act like they didn't show you that? Like that didn't blow your fucking mind? You're going to act like they didn't show you original Xbox 360, and Xbox One games running on the Series X? How fast they were loading? How much better they looked with the HDR enabled and the ray tracing? We're going to act like that didn't happen? We're going to act like that gets erased because today they showed us a bunch of good games but nothing special. I mean, the only person that can really make that argument, that's it, they lost all their momentum, Sony's winning, that's it, is somebody that has the attention span of a rock. Because I remember last month. I also remember last month when Sony revealed the PlayStation 5 and did nothing but talk specs. They had yet to show you a second of gameplay footage from anything running on PlayStation 5. The Xbox Series X has shown you 360, original Xbox One games all running on the Series X with the system features and the enhancements of the system. They showed you today a reel of world premieres of several games that look at least interesting, and some of them where you can actually see the next-gen impact graphically. And they're losing? How? the DualSense controller, that's the mighty boom, that's the exclamation mark, that's how Sony wins. Come on, dude. Like, you know, and I hate to sound anti-Sony because I'm not. I like Sony as well. I guess it's because I'm 36, bro. I'm grown. I'm tired of this console fanboy bullshit, for lack of a better word. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy that too. I take part in it, fucking around, playing, joking here and there. But if you noticed, my last couple of videos where I've been very hyped about the Xbox, I haven't downplayed Sony. I haven't dissed them. I've just been like, hey, they got to show me something. Because they ain't showed us nothing. I've gone on record as saying I'm excited about the prospect of the PlayStation 5. I know I'm going to get one. I'm going to get a Series X first. I'm jumping on, unless something horrible happens and Microsoft completely shits the bed, I'm getting a Series X day one. And that's going to be a pricey purchase. So I'm not going to be able to get both of them, boom, together. So I might get a PS5 a year or a year and a half after it launches. Maybe I do that. I'm interested in the system, but you got to show me something. What I've been saying is that Microsoft has come out swinging, has come out showing us stuff. Yeah, maybe not everything hits, but a lot of it has hit. Here they have a misstep where it's really just a fucking verbal misstep because I don't know why the fuck the guy kept saying gameplay. I mean, like, I literally wanted to fucking order that guy a dictionary. Like, why would you? Gameplay. Oh, here's the next gameplay. No, it's not. Like, no, it's not. But either way, the games did look phenomenal. Dude, Bright Memory Infinite. I thought, while I was watching that reveal, I thought it was Red Steel 3, dude. I was like, oh, shit. Because my dude was first-person shooting. First of all, the weather effects, just the overall aesthetic of the game is so goddamn photorealistic. It looks so beautiful. And he was moving through that shit smooth, like 60 frames per second at least, maybe higher, I don't know, because the shit wasn't dipping. And he's running, stabbing enemies in the back, first person shooting, running parkour off the walls. So this is all in first person, stabbing a dude, using a grappling, like a scorpion, like grappling hook, like get over here, bringing the enemies to him, fucking katana blading them. I was like, yo, this is Red Steel 3. It ended up being Bright Memory Infinite, but it was bad as fuck. Oh, and then after that, a fucking Back to the Future looking like DeLorean looking car pulls up and gets in first person and it's driving. So here you got first person shooting, you got parkour, you got sword play, you've got grapple mechanics, you got first person driving, and it all looked fucking photorealistic. I was blown away. And that's the way they started the show. So I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be good. Yeah, you know, it was alright. It wasn't bad at all, but it was just like it was a letdown when I kept hearing gameplay and didn't see gameplay. But at the same time, the other thing that people are saying, there's a difference between in-engine renders and in-engine footage and gameplay. Yes and no. Yes, fundamentally there is. Fundamentally, gameplay is gameplay when you see somebody actually playing the game, and everything else is not. You know, cinematic is not, even if it's in engine. So technically, it's different. But people, do we not remember 2017 when they showed us the Breath of the Wild, or no, I'm sorry, 2015 or 16 around there, when they showed us the first reveal trailer for Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild? That was not gameplay, but that was in-engine footage. You're going to tell me the actual playing of the game when you're playing it doesn't look just like that fucking trailer? That the trees don't look the same, the graphics don't look the same, the characters don't move the same, really? It's the same thing here. A lot of these games were like, oh, in-engine footage. Okay, that is the... In-engine is basically, that's the playground the developer has to play with. That's what the world and the characters are going to look like, even in gameplay. Now it's just how do you put it together? How do you make the gameplay work? Okay, so it's not like, oh my god, it's night and day. No, if you have in-engine footage, okay, you're getting a good look at what the game is going to fucking look like. Gameplay or otherwise. Now, to see the actual gameplay is where you get to see how the game plays. That I wanted to see, I understand that. But people are tripping like, in-engine, that's not... It's not the same as when Sony would say, oh, here's the next, back in the day. Sony, they don't do that much anymore. But back in the day, Sony would be like, here's our next game. And it's a big cinematic trailer of nothing but cutscenes. And you saw no gameplay whatsoever. Nothing that even remotely looked like the game. It's not that. We're talking in-engine footage. So, and like I said, I work with these things. Not for a living, not yet. But I'm saying I work with these things all the time. I'm in Maya. I'm in ZBrush. I'm doing 3D models. I'm texturing. I've worked in Unreal. Okay, the engine is the playground you got to work around in. Okay, so if you're seeing an in-engine footage scene or render or whatever, and the character looks a certain way, they're going to look 99% the same in gameplay. It's just how can you optimize it for the frame rate, for the movement, and all that. So, anyways, but yeah, like oh, that's it. Sony won. That's it. Sony hadn't even stepped in the ring yet. Like, you know, I want them to. And here's the thing. So if it happens, you know I'm a prophet. All right. Look, what should happen? And again, this is coming from a Microsoft guy, which I can't believe I'm saying that because I've only been one since December, but I am. Microsoft is my console of choice. Nintendo is my. I love the Switch, but it's my Nintendo machine. But as far as overall console, my Xbox. Even as a Microsoft guy, this is what Sony should do. They should come out tomorrow, okay, and drop a review and say, hey, we know you guys just want to see gameplay. So here's some gameplay. And have like God of War 4 on PS4 and side by side with God of War 4 running on PS5 so you can see the difference. Do that with 2 or 3 games. And that's to Microsoft. Just like in 2013 when Microsoft was like, well, you can't trade in games and you can't borrow games and DRM and Sony comes out the next day and it's like, this is how you lend and borrow a game on PlayStation 4. Here's the disc. Thank you. A trolling moment. That's what Sony should do tomorrow or within the next couple of days. And if they do, which they probably will, because Sony has a reputation of doing that, which is a fair game. The Sony is great at responding. I'll tell you that. They're not good at starting. They're good at responding. And sometimes they're not good at finishing either. But they can respond like a motherfucker. But so they should do that. I'll laugh. Even as I'll be like, yo, that's all fair in love and war, nigga. You open the door, they're gonna walk through it. They should do that. And I guarantee you, if they do that, you're gonna see the fucking internet explode. Oh, that's it. Sony wins. And it's like, yo, we haven't really even seen like the games for the systems. Like, you haven't seen Halo. You haven't seen the new God of War 5. You haven't seen these games on these systems. Because that's really where the war is going to happen. Exclusives. Third party is going to be on both systems, man. And the differences are going to be marginal. It's going to look probably better slightly on the Xbox because it's a more powerful, more computing power. And it's probably going to run smoother too. But it's probably going to load faster on the PS5. So third party is just going to be there on both systems. The exclusives. It's when you're going to stack Last of Us 3 or whatever, Horizon 2 against Gears of War 6 or fucking, whatever exclusive Microsoft has coming out from the new studios that they bought or even the new Halo or whatever. That's where the war is going to be waged. Who has the better exclusives? And they not only who has the better exclusives, but in those exclusives, which ones run better on their systems? You know what I'm saying? Which is the better experience? Because that's really what it's going to boil down to. I mean, and in that, I'm confident siding with Microsoft because while Sony has the exclusive advantage now, it's not going to stay like that, bro. With all the studios that Microsoft bought, obviously. Microsoft has, like right now, if I compare right now the two current ones, Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Let me tell you some of the things that are the reasons why I like my Xbox One more than I like my PS4. And it's in the details, dude. These are quality of life refinements that the Xbox has that the PlayStation 4 lacks. Okay, first of all, the Xbox One controller to me is infinitely more comfortable and better for gaming overall, any genre, than the PlayStation 4. Now I get, that's opinion, Oscar. Okay, well that's my opinion. I prefer the Xbox controller, the Switch Pro controller, hell, the original Xbox controller, the Dreamcast controller. I prefer that. If it had a dual stick, if it had a second stick, I would prefer that to the DualShock. I don't like the DualShock design. I never have. Okay, but here's a couple things for y'all to think about. When I'm downloading a game on my PlayStation 4, I have to wait until the game has fully downloaded to play it. Okay, like that means it has to go from 0 to 100% download and installed for me to play it. Okay, certain games, a few games on PlayStation 4, like I remember I think NBA 2K15 did this. While the game was installing, you can play a regular game matchup of the previous year's finals. But for the majority, that was very few games. Most games you needed to wait till they downloaded to play it. Microsoft, I put a game to download. And just in general, download speeds are quicker on the Xbox than they are on the PS4. I've noticed that. But not only that, I don't have to wait till it reaches 100% to start playing the game. It'll reach 10 or 15%. And, like 5 or 10 minutes into my install, I'll get a alert. Such and such game is ready to start. And you can start playing the actual game while the rest of it's downloading in the background. Okay, you can't do that on Sony. And if you can, please let me know, because I've had that motherfucker basically since launch, and I've never been able to do that. Okay, other thing, I can be at work. This I don't know if Sony does, but I don't think so, because I've never heard any of my friends that have a PlayStation 4 talk about it. And when I've mentioned that Xbox does this, even the PlayStation fans are like, wow, that's pretty fucking cool. I can go on my Game Pass app at work or anywhere that I'm at in the city. Oh, that game's on Game Pass? Set that shit to install on my Xbox right now, and it will remotely communicate from wherever I am in the city with my Xbox, set it to install, so that when I get home, that game is installed. I don't have to get home, turn it on, and wait for the game to install. It's installed and ready to play. I did that with Streets of Rage 4 on Friday or Thursday of last week. PlayStation 4 doesn't do that. The fact that when Series X comes out, let's say just for example, there's a Star Wars game, just a random game, Star Wars, right? And that game comes out, and I don't have the money. I mean, I'm getting it day fucking one, but let's just hypothetically, I don't have the money to get the Series X yet. And it's fuck, bro. If I buy it for my Xbox, yeah, I'm gonna enjoy it on my Xbox One, but then, dude, I want to get it on Series X. To a PlayStation, you buy it on your PS4, you got to buy the remastered or the definitive edition on your PS5. Unless they come out and they announce that they're doing the same thing, which they have not yet. And that leads to them not doing it, because once Microsoft announced that and how big that was with gamers, they should have jumped on board. Like, oh, yeah, we're doing that too. And they haven't. Okay, but on Microsoft, I can say, okay, you know what? I can buy that Star Wars game in full confidence. Play it on my Xbox One. It's going to perform at the highest standards the Xbox One can possibly do it. And then when my Series X, when I can afford it and I get a Series X, I can put that same exact disc into, or load that same game, even if it's digital, load it into my Xbox Series X, and it will automatically, free, with no effort from me whatsoever, update the game to the highest standards that the Xbox Series X can play the game at. Visually, audio, all that. I don't have to buy 2 versions of the game. I buy the game, and it plays at top-notch performance on my Xbox One or my Series X. Boom. Those are quality of life things that Sony doesn't have, that the Xbox does. And that's what makes me like my Xbox One S more than my PS4. Not saying the PS4 is a piece of shit. It's not. It's a good system. I enjoy it very much. But it's the Xbox One and the PS4 are basically the same, and then Xbox has these little advantages added. Game Pass is another thing. PlayStation 4 doesn't have Game Pass. There's not a subscription service that you pay, $15 a month on PlayStation, and you get access to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of games, and you can download them free. And Sony's exclusives day one are there for you to download for free. That doesn't happen. Not yet, anyways. Game Pass? Dude, when the next Halo comes out, or when the next Microsoft Studios game, whatever it is that I want, comes out, day one it's on Game Pass. I download it for free. I don't have to go to the store or get online and pay $60. I've just paid my $15 a month Game Pass fee. And as long as I have my subscription, I can download all those games. I'm telling you, I got 27 games on my Xbox One. I don't have one fucking disc. Okay? And I've only paid, out of those 27 games, I've only paid full price for 3. Mortal Kombat 11 and Injustice came together in a bundle. I paid $60. I got both of them together. And Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, I paid like $50. I had like a discount for $7 or $8 from Gamers with Gold. Those are the only 3 games out of the 27 games I have in my library right now that I paid for. The rest I just download from Game Pass. When I see something interesting on Game Pass, I download it. So with the Xbox, I can have a fucking huge library of games I never really pay any real substantial money for. And plus, if something comes out in the store that I want to go buy physically and say, fuck it, I'll pay the money, I can do that too. But on PlayStation 4, you got to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? So there's just a lot of things, little things here, minute things that add up to a bigger picture on the Xbox One that I enjoy more than the PlayStation 4. But anyways, that's a side note. Getting back to the topic. Yeah, I mean, so basically, Xbox's gameplay reveal today wasn't great because there was no gameplay. But it was good in the sense of the games they showed. Wasn't nothing to write home about, like, oh my god, that's sick, the next gen has dawned on us. No, it wasn't that. I have a feeling it'll be something like that in July, I think it is, when they show their actual first party lineup. That's when they said they're gonna do it. But it wasn't like, oh my god, this sucks. No, it was just like, okay, damn, there's no gameplay. This motherfucker lied. Okay, we'll look at the games though. We didn't know about this game. We didn't know about that game. Damn, they look pretty fucking good. Damn, that looks interesting. It's just adding to the catalog that's gonna be there on Xbox Series X. It's not the main reason why you get the game, and it's in no way a detractor because there were some good games in there. So that's my thoughts. Internet's losing their fucking mind. They always do that. I enjoy watching it. I enjoy pissing them off too. Like I'll go on there. I'll see like 5 or 6 comments in a row. Oh, Microsoft doesn't know what gameplay means. Da 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 da. Like, well, Sony doesn't know what show us the fucking system means. We still ain't seen it. I just fuck around with them. But anyways, man, that's been it. That's my video. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. And like I said, man, as this race to the launch of PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X goes, through the months, I'll be making videos on it, responding. Like I said, bro, if I'm Sony, I come out tomorrow and be like, we know you guys just want some gameplay, so here's some gameplay. What's so hard about that? Boom, there's gameplay. And just fucking troll Microsoft. Yeah, that's what I would do. But anyways, God bless y'all. Stay gaming. Peace.